Hello again. In this next clip we're going to look at winterized lean-to shelter, something you may have seen before on YouTube or bushcraft books. It's very cold. It's certainly going to be tonight. That means I'm going to have to make a raised bed inside it. It means I'm going to need to produce a fire, make a fire that's going to burn for the majority of the night, and also a heat reflector to make sure that I maximise everything I get from that fire. I've got some fairly intense labour in front of me in order to make all that happen, and it's probably time I got to work. Okay, well, I'll talk to you again in a minute. Okay, well, we've gathered nearly all the materials we're going to need. Right here, this will be firewood for tonight, and that's not going to last all night, I tell you that now. See us through till about 3 o'clock though, so that should be okay. Back here, this pile of timber I'm going to use to make a raised bed. At this time of year, that's better. This time of year, very important that we're off the ground by at least 8 inches. You know, the colder air is obviously lower down. I want to be above it, getting the maximum benefit from my fire. Now I got 4:20. It's dark at 6 o'clock. The good thing is I've gathered all my materials. I'm reasonably confident I can build a bed by torchlight, maybe do some sawing. What I wouldn't want to be doing is bungling around amongst the trees here picking up wood. I need to get to work, and I'll check back with you in a moment. Okay then. Okay, well, I'm going to have to secure this, at least these last end pieces, somehow. Probably use some more stakes. The ground's quite soft and they're going in just fine. This tree here, you possibly see the other one. Going to string the ridge line of the tarp up there. Obviously haven't done that yet, it'll be completely in the way. And then I'm going to set my fire here in between these two. It should be about 1 pace from the bed. So let's see how this feels just as a quick trial. Yeah, well, that's pretty uncomfortable. Obviously, it's gonna do its job just fine. A bit of adjustment, get some boughs just from down here on some fallen trees. Maybe use the axe to trim off 1 or 2 of the outgrowths here. I think that's going to be just fine. The important thing is going to keep me off the ground. The cold air will collect down here. Hopefully I'll be warmer up here. Okay, well, that's the tarp up now as well. I'm not sure how well you can see. This camera's not very good when the light starts to fail. I'm going to have to do something with this because I think the overhang is too low. I think it's going to catch some sparks from the wood. It's not forecast for rain tonight, so I don't want to bring it down too low and just have holes burnt in it. Next job, I got to make myself a heat reflector right here. It's going to be a few feet back from the fire. Fire's going to be like 1 pace from the bed here. That's an arrangement I found that works. That's my next job. When that's done, I've got to saw up some firewood, and I'm going to start to relax a little bit all the important stuff will be done. The most important thing for me to realise now, or for me to sort of be aware of now, is that I've actually corralled all my materials. I now have a workable shelter raised off the ground. I've got sufficient firewood for most of the night, didn't expect it to burn all the way through, and yeah, things aren't looking too shabby. Okay, that's the shelter completed. Fixed the problem with the overhang. It was just too low down. That's going to do fine. A couple of sticks took care of that. Next job is right here. That's tonight's firewood. I've got to saw that up to usable lengths, and then I think it really will be time to get a brew on. I could use a cup of coffee right now, don't mind telling you. Okay, don't know how much you can see. This camera doesn't do too well in the dark, but fire lit, wood stacked up here against the heat reflector, and that should dry. It's burning very slowly, but perhaps that's a good thing. It should last a bit longer like this. Finally getting another brew on, and yeah, that's pretty much me. I'll probably talk to you again in the morning. So, good night. Morning, welcome back to the programme. Sorry I didn't really get to show you around the shelter last night, final stages. It's just it was too dark, and I really still had some sort of last minute wood prep to do. Not a bad night. The wind shifted a couple of points, so it's now sort of coming, well, more in towards the shelter, but for the whole night it blew through it, which is great, kept all the smoke out of here. It's raining now, the shelter's holding up fine, and all in all, not a bad night. Okay, well, that's been the lean-to shelter. Thanks again for joining us. All that remains now is to finish my porridge, pack up and clear up the site responsibly. Let's talk again soon. Take care then.